Hello, I'm Dominic Konowski, an independent journalist with NewYorkSportsShow.com and founder of the Save Quigley project, which dates back to 2022. We are now in August of 2025, and Quigley Stadium still lies as a dysfunctional mess that has been poorly maintained, if maintained should even be used as an actual word in this video, by the city of West Haven, which has owned the stadium since 1951. Overall, it was constructed in 1947. As you can see behind me is the press box with the Quigley Stadium sign on it. Now, that press box was once home to a homeless encampment, and it currently lies without any kind of electrical hookup, as the PA system is actually used behind home plate with speakers. So that press box is completely unused. Let's go take a look inside the stadium and the mess that it currently is. Now, before we even fully enter the stadium, sitting here under the stands is a rusted to oblivion storage container along with overgrown shrubbery and a trash can that reminds you who maintains this stadium. And then directing your view over there, you have even more overgrown shrubbery. We'll get to that in a second. That's actually one of the bullpens. So over here we have the bullpen with the pitching rubber. You can't even use this side of the bullpen because if you throw, even if you throw perfectly straight, you are going to hit the overgrown shrubbery through what is a chain link fence. And even though I have spoken to the city of West Haven at city council meetings about the bullpen condition, this is the home plate in the bullpen. As you also see another angle of the overgrown shrubbery through the chain link fences, along with numerous spots of garbage. And then, of course, you have the outfield of Quigley Stadium. With its unique dimensions, you also have the foul pole, which sits with paint chipping and overcome still by shrubbery, despite my numerous attempts and even speaking to the city of West Haven at city council meetings and posted it on articles on the NewYorkSportsShow.com website. It makes you wonder, how hard is it to just at least give it a new paint job? And it makes you raise the question, if the ball goes 10 feet foul, is it really a foul ball if you cannot see the foul pole? Now, walking in the outfield of Quigley Stadium, I gotta applaud West Haven, or at least the city of West Haven and Public Works, for at least one thing. At least they keep the grass maintained by mowing it. That's at least one positive. We are now here at the iconic 400-foot sign of Quigley Stadium. Now, this is also the iconic wooden wall that has stayed consistent with the stadium ever since it was constructed. Then, of course, you have the chain link fence beginning and or ending. Now, even though this is overgrown shrubbery, I do feel like this is symbolic to Quigley Stadium and its history. I feel like this wall has always had some kind of weeds or moss growing on it. Reminds me of Wrigley Field almost with the Chicago Cubs. So here you have the Quigley Stadium mound that Satchel Paige threw a complete game on. And then, of course, home plate where the young, very well unknown Willie Mays, who was still a teenager, played here at Quigley Stadium. One thing I really want to highlight with this angle is that I feel like it does bring out the still very much beauty of Quigley Stadium, because it looks truly like a beautiful baseball field, as you could see some players practicing for the West Haven Twilight League, which does use Quigley Stadium in the summer for what is a semi-professional baseball league. But one thing I really want to highlight with this angle is the seating. Of course, you have the main seating of the stadium-esque bleachers on the left baseline, and then you have the stadium-esque bleachers behind home plate, and then you have the stadium-esque bleachers on the right baseline. So the seating option's not big at all for the current state of Quigley Stadium. So this is my view from behind home plate. very obstructed view because, once again, because the press box is not connected to electricity, the PA system needs to be behind home plate down here, and also the netting that Quigley Stadium has makes it a decreased vision, darkened view. You can see the bleachers over here with even more overgrown shrubbery. Now, when Quigley Stadium was originally constructed in 1947 by Mo Quigley, they actually used repurposed railroad car wood from the New Haven Railroad. Of course, the wooden bleachers are now long gone and you have high school-esque stadium seats. And would it really be that hard to just paint over the railings where the seating is? And then, of course, you still have the fight the power graffiti, whatever that may mean, still on the press box. That's also something I've been advocating for since 2023 to the city. Also, you have this unused, what looks to be snack shack. Here you have the actual Quigley Stadium Memorial Rock that was dedicated to Mo Quigley himself, as it's almost unseeable. I actually did not even notice it here when I played almost a full season in 2024. I just happened to be walking by it now and realized it's a beautiful stone. It's a shame that so much overgrown shrubbery has really hidden it. This is one of the first things you see if you enter the stadium from the right side. It's the ticket stand, or at least the shell of what used to be a ticket stand. Now boarded up, pieces literally fell off and are falling apart. I would not be surprised if there's some kind of wildlife living between that space, as it's just rotting away. High voltage, keep away. Well, that would be true if the scoreboard worked, as it has not worked in several years. You even have overgrown shrubbery in the dugouts. Now, I did advocate for the netting to be replaced, as it had numerous holes and tears in it, which West Haven did replace. Do not know exactly when, but this is a brand new net that Quigley Stadium uses. So one thing I learned talking to an individual who would prefer to remain anonymous said that the city of West Haven, more particularly the Public Works Department, which is supposed to help be the maintainer of the stadium, did not do any maintaining. In fact, there was actually several players who helped chop down some shrubbery and even some trees, along with getting clay and dirt for the playing field. So the players who have to pay to play in this league have done more, spending their own time out of their lives to help maintain the stadium, as the city of West Haven continues to neglect it. So that sign may say fight the power. The city of West Haven, I'm bringing the fight to you. Get something done. You have owned the stadium since 1951. Minor League Baseball left here in 1982, and this stadium has sat neglected. The several administrations that has gone through City Hall since the early 1980s should all be ashamed of themselves. But Mayor Bohr, you have the opportunity to do something that several of your predecessors have not done, and that is to fix Quigley Stadium and help make it a historical landmark. Thank you for watching this video.